All right. Good evening, everybody. I am Jen Oldham. I am a doTERRA Blue Diamond. And if you're wondering what the heck is a doTERRA Blue Diamond, I will show you in just a minute. But basically, I have a team of over 75,000 people across the world, and I love oils, and I've been sharing them with my friends and family for the last 9 years and making new friends and family while doing the business as well. So I have Curtis Harding, who is a diamond in doTERRA, that's going to be doing the presentation with me. And I wanted to invite him for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's super awesome. But second of all, I really like for people to see that this isn't just a business for women, that men can do this business as well and succeed and thrive with it. So I invited him to join along. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody but Curtis. Actually, I'm going to mute everyone. Okay, Curtis, I will unmute you. All right. So hopefully, yeah, now we can hear. Okay. So anyway, yes, I wanted everyone to see that being a builder in doTERRA doesn't look like one thing. You know, oftentimes I have people make the comment to me that I don't have the right personality to do the business, or I'm not really good at sales. I will tell you something, you guys. When somebody comes to me and tells me how amazing at sales they are and how much they sold doing whatever it is they did, I'm automatically worried about how they're going to succeed in doTERRA, because I find the people that they do the best in this business are the people that truly love and believe in the product. It's not all about who is good at sales. It's about who loves the product. And, you know, there are two women in doTERRA that I think they're kind of neck and neck for the money that they make. They're the top two earners in the company. And one of them is like super extroverted, tons of energy, tons of fun to listen to speak. Like, she just has so many new ideas all the time. And the other woman is very quiet. She's more quiet, soft-spoken. She's more into the, you know, Zen thing. And she usually out-earns the other woman. So I look at them, and honestly, their personalities couldn't be any more different, other than the fact that they both are determined to be successful in this business, and they both work very hard for their success. But as far as personality traits, they're very different, but yet they're both very successful. So I'm going to go ahead and let Curtis kick off this meeting. Curtis, I'll make this a little smaller if I can figure out how to do that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let Curtis go ahead and get started. So Curtis lives in Arizona. Are you in Arizona or California right now?
I'm in Carlsbad, California.
Nice. All right.
So
take it away, Curtis.
Sweet. I'm super excited to be with you guys. Thank you so much for letting me be on this. I think really Jen had me get on this to show you guys that if Curtis can do it, anyone can do it. I'm inspiring in like a reverse psychology kind of way. But I'm super excited to kick this off and share. We like to start this off by sharing a story, okay? Is it a metaphor? Absolutely, 100%. It probably is a true story. But I want you guys to think about, as we're going through this story, how it applies to you in your life. And there's not only one way that it can apply to you, okay? There's not just one meaning. Just like with any metaphor, it's all beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? And so I want you to take from this what comes to you. So there was a man, and you guys can kind of follow along in this screen that Jen is sharing, but his job was to haul buckets, okay, from his town that didn't have a source of water, and he would walk miles and miles to retrieve water, and he would carry these buckets back to the town and sell this water to the town, the people who needed it. And this was his job, okay? He worked it every single day. He made a decent living doing it. He was happy. He had what he needed, and he did this for years, okay? But then over time, he started to feel a little unfulfilled and felt like, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm not growing, which is completely natural, because as humans, I think, and I don't know all the scientific talk, but I think that it's natural and it's an instinct of ours to desire growth, to desire progression, okay? And so he started to feel this. And so what he decided was that he is going to start building a pipeline, okay? And so what he did, he didn't go quit his job and then just run off and work on this one thing. He kept working, hauling buckets, but on his off hours, after he was done working, he would go and start building a pipeline, okay, from that water source. And little by little, over the years, he was building, connecting those tubes and bringing them to the town, okay, the city where he lived. And this took him years to accomplish. And people told him he was crazy. People were like, why are you wasting your time doing that? You have something solid, just focus on that and then relax when you can. But he wasn't happy with that. And so he built this pipeline, took him years, but eventually one day it got to a point where he could turn it on. Okay, and when he turned it on, everything changed for him. And obviously you guys know why, because now he didn't have to use his time walking back and forth those miles to get the water and bring it to the people. There wasn't a limit on what he could do. All he had to do was turn on that spigot and he could collect as much water as he wanted to. Now, some people, you can approach this from a simple way. And if you want to think about it even more from an entrepreneurial standpoint, they could not have picked a harder word for entrepreneurs to say all the time, entrepreneur. But anyways, they, he could then lower the cost of the water so he could get more customers, right? He had less competition. And so everything, there are a lot of consequences that came from what he did. Okay, and so he was able to achieve not only that financial freedom, which obviously we're going to talk about today, but also time freedom. And he was free of other stresses that he had before. And so it was completely life-changing. So I hope that you guys were thinking about your life and how this could be a metaphor for that. And I'm not even saying for good or bad. I'm saying take it as you want to take it. But a lot of people are in a situation similar to this, okay? And I want to share some statistics with you guys that I have, because if you're feeling like, yes, that's me, I'm kind of feeling that same frustration that he did, that I've been doing the same thing for a long time, I don't feel like I'm headed in the direction I want to, or maybe you are, but you're not quite where you want to get, you're not the only person. And so I want to share some statistics with you guys, because these were kind of crazy to me when I heard them. And they kind of made me sit back and really think about, okay, what am I doing? Where do I fall in these statistics? So did you guys know that the average 50-year-old in the United States of America has $30,000 saved for retirement? Now, $30,000 is better than nothing, obviously. But $30,000, if you retire at age 60, 65, and average life expectancy is 80, 85, I don't know the exact numbers, it's going to be hard to make $30,000 last 20 years, right? Now, obviously, there are people who have a lot of money who offset that average. And so if you really look at it, 75% of those same 50-year-olds have less than $5,000. 75% of them. Okay, that's an even more dire situation. And did you know that 98% of the people who retire every single day, and right now, because the baby boomers are retiring, that's over 10,000 people a day retiring in the United States of America. 98% of them have to depend on their families, their friends, or the government to survive. Okay? Again, I'm not saying any of these things are bad or like bashing on them. I'm saying these are situations, and we got to think about what is it that we want for ourselves, because this does add stress, right? When we're having to depend on other people, when we're not at that goal that we want to be to make us feel secure. And so what that means for me is like everyone has this idea of the American dream, right? That I'm going to be able to retire, live out my golden years, relaxing with my family, my grandkids, whatever it is, however you want to spend your time. But it's only working for 2% of the population, because 98% of them are having to depend on other people because that stability isn't there for whatever reason. Okay, and so what we're wanting to share with you guys is one way that you can achieve that, not only financial freedom, that time freedom, and freedom in general, whatever kind of freedom it is that you are looking for. Obviously, it is not the only way. We're not saying that, but in my opinion, and I'm sure Jen would agree, it is one of the best ways for multiple reasons. And we're going to talk about that. And I will just give you guys my last piece of unsolicited advice before I let Jen kind of take over and show you how this works logistically. And that is, if you are looking, because a lot of people, if you're here, it's because you're looking to progress, right? For whatever reason, in whatever area of your life that is, you want to go further. And that's amazing. And a lot of people will do that by starting their own business, right? By building residual income. And so something that I've found, I've been doing this for about 8 years, and not just in doTERRA, but and also other business ventures is that when you want to have a successful business, build a residual income, whether that is $500 a month or $50,000 a month. And I know people doing amounts from $500 a month to $100,000 a month. Okay, whatever it is, that however you want to do that, there are a couple things that are going to make it a lot easier for you to do that, elements of that project. Okay, the one is that you need to be offering something that is a solution for an existing problem. Okay, that's going to make it so much easier for you to achieve success. You also need to offer something that people are not going to stop buying. Okay, are not going to stop needing. So I could go and I could sell people a really fancy, I'm in a backyard, a really fancy fence painter. Okay, that's going to maybe cut their fence painting in half, the time required to do that job. And that's great. Maybe people will love it. But what happens when a recession comes? They're not going to be worried about buying that fancy fence painter. Okay. And so when you're thinking about what's going to be my business idea or what is going to help me achieve that financial stability I want, A, it needs to solve a problem, but B, it needs to be something that people aren't going to stop needing. Okay. Because even during hard financial times, people are going to continue spending money on certain things because they're necessities, right? Health, food, housing, things like that. So just have that in mind. And then another thing that's going to make it so much easier for you to achieve whatever goal you have is if you can build a community around whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. Nowadays, the average consumer, they don't just want to go buy a product because it's cheap and it works okay. They want high quality. They want something that's going to be lasting, that's going to solve a problem, but also they want to be part of a community. They want to have a common goal with other people. Okay, and so I just want you guys to have that in mind as we're going throughout this. So I hope that this kind of got you thinking. My job was to kind of stimulate your brain thinking, how can this apply to me, what Jen's going to share with you guys. Thank you so much for having me on, Jen. And I'm excited to meet all of you in the future.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Curtis. So Curtis's mom is actually the one that got me involved with doTERRA. And she's been a dear friend of mine for a long time, even before doTERRA started. So Curtis is like my little brother. I love it. Super fun. Okay, so I love the analogy of the pipeline with the gentleman who was hauling buckets of water for a living, because when I started doing doTERRA, first of all, we were dirt poor, living off $1,700 a month. And this was 9 years ago, we had a daughter that made our house payment, our car payment, our insurance payment, like everything. I've always had private insurance. So it was really tight financially, and I am so grateful that I took the leap of faith that I did to start doTERRA. And one interesting thing is that my husband started a business simultaneously to the time that I was starting doTERRA. And a lot of times people make the comment, I just can't afford to get started. And what I want to show you, and I wish I had a graph, and sometimes I'll do another presentation where I actually show this, is my husband started a software company and I started an essential oil business. Now I don't own the company, but I started, I'm an independent contractor for doTERRA. Anyway, he was putting in like tens of thousands. He spent over $100,000 programming his software that he has. And here I am putting in a 100 PV order every single month, $100 order every single month. And so his startup costs were here. My startup costs were here. My income is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but my income is like quite a bit higher than his. He does very well, but I do extremely well. I'm making almost $1 million a year doing this business. And so it is the best $150 investment that I've ever made in my life. Shortly after I started doing doTERRA, I started feeling like, okay, I need to make some money. This is not a get rich quick thing. You're not going to do this and be a millionaire the next day. That's absolutely not going to happen. It is long lasting residual income, which is what I love. That's what I want to be involved with. Something that's going to be around forever. I don't want a one-time huge bonus. I want that bonus every month. And that's the way doTERRA is. So I decided to take notes for deaf students in college. And I was able to make really good money doing it, like up to $40 an hour. But I didn't work during the summers. I didn't work during spring break. And, like the money would kind of come and go. But I started doing it while I was started doing doTERRA. But once I was able to fully quit this other job just to do doTERRA, it was so amazing. And it has blessed my life so much. My husband and I have been through a lot over the last year. We've had instances where I've been in the hospital for a couple of weeks. He's been in the hospital for a week. He got in an accident. I had a very complicated pregnancy, not end well. He broke his pelvis hitting a tree snowboarding. And what was such a blessing through those terrible, terrible and tragic times of our lives is that we didn't have to worry about our finances. We didn't have to worry about the fact that I wasn't working or he wasn't working, because we were making a residual income. And that was incredible. Especially this summer, I was in a hospital. I was out of town when I started having some significant pregnancy problems. And so I was hospitalized, and I just kept thinking, what would have happened if my husband had a 9-to-5 job that he had to fly back for, and I was here by myself. Instead, he was able to be with me by my side, especially our son ultimately did not make it. But it was so nice. It was such a blessing to have him there by my side during this whole thing and not worrying about a 9-to-5 job. So grateful for it. I can't stress my gratitude for doTERRA. Now, I realize that there's a lot of opportunity for network marketing companies out there. doTERRA is by no means the only one. In fact, I'm invited to join a new one probably once a month. And I'm constantly told, you can get it on the ground floor. This is this brand new groundbreaking product. And I'm thinking, that's great, but let me tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a solid product. I want a product-based company, not an opportunity-based company, but a product that is consumable, as Curtis mentioned, something that people, that they're going to continue to consume. And also something with a good, solid company. And so I want to tell you a little bit more about doTERRA. Now, this is a little bit dated in their numbers because it's actually gone up. doTERRA started in April of 2008, so they are going to be 11 years old next month. And they are the largest essential oil company in the world. And what I love about doTERRA more than anything is not how they've done in good times, but how they have gone through some difficulties. Like, you guys, they're unstoppable. They're amazing. Every company has its ups and downs, and doTERRA has been very stable, even through difficult circumstances, which any company runs into, any person runs into. That's just life. But they're so strong. They've got an amazing product. That's something like, I use my oils all the time. I easily consume probably $300 to $500 worth of oil and oil related products every month, because we love them. We take their vitamins, we use their soap, their shampoo, their toothpaste. I mean, I use it for everything. I love it. And one of the biggest reasons that I have such a good residual income with doTERRA is that they have incredible retention. So what that means is, when you bring on a new customer, how often they're going to reorder. The industry average in network marketing is typically that person is going to order one time. 15% of people, 10 to 15% of people will order one time every year. So as you can imagine, you're constantly replacing your customer base. Well, with doTERRA, their retention rate is 65%. And here's the cool part about that. 65% of people are ordering every 3 months. So their standard for retention is actually quite a bit stricter than most network marketing companies. So 65% of people that I introduce to doTERRA and get involved end up ordering over and over and over. And these, most of them are customers. They're not necessarily builders, but they're people who are committed to and love the product. So what I've loved the most about this company is that you're leading with the product. Now, doTERRA also has an amazing compensation plan. They've actually compared, per the request of doTERRA's wellness advocates, they actually compared compensation plans with some other companies. And basically what they did is they took the top 6 ranks in doTERRA and the top 6 ranks in several other very well-known companies, and they showed the average time that it took to hit those ranks and the average income per rank in doTERRA literally blew everybody else out of the water. It was incredible. So not only do they have a good product, but they've got a good, sound compensation plan, which I love. I've seen some companies, it's amazing how many companies in the last 9 years I've seen bring on essential oils when that wasn't even the foundation of their company, because their company was struggling, but they wanted to keep it going. So they were constantly looking for the next big product. Whereas doTERRA was founded on essential oils, and so they have an incredible quality. So it's like, even these other companies are bringing it on. They don't have the knowledge and know-how of doTERRA's owners. doTERRA's growth is incredible. They are 11 years old, and they are still growing like crazy. I was just at what they call leadership retreat, where they have top 6 ranks are invited to attend. And they were just talking about the forecasted and expected growth for doTERRA, and it's phenomenal. And I will tell you this, they're 11 years old. They are solid. They're not going to be gone tomorrow night. They're not going to be, most network marketing companies go under very quickly. Most will go out of business within the first 5 years. So I know doTERRA is here to stay, and they're also still growing at an incredible rate. When I started doing this business, it's funny, people will make the comment, you want to get in on the ground floor. Okay, so let me tell you what the ground floor was like for me when I started doTERRA. We didn't have marketing materials. We didn't have the training programs. We had the oils, and we had a book that showed people how to use the oils, and that was it. My first 3 years of business, my first 4 years of business, I went from having, 0 sales a month up to selling about $200,000 worth of oils a month. Okay, so that was my first 4 years. The next 5 years, I have gone from selling $200,000 a month of oils to $3.5 million worth of oils. So whenever I hear anybody think about, you got to get started at the beginning, I do kind of roll my eyes just a little bit, because I'm like, you guys, my major growth it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not stopping. It's continuing to grow. So I always tell people, this company is going to continue growing. You might as well be part of the growth and the people getting paid. So doTERRA grew very quickly. They were the fastest network marketing company to hit $1 billion status. And what that means is they sold $1 billion of oils within 1 calendar year. And they did that in 7 years. So some companies will say, we're $1 billion company because they sold $1 billion total. doTERRA did $1 billion total per year within 7 years. And now they're over a $2.5 billion a year company. So they're continuing to grow like crazy. Largest network marketing company. And a lot of people will say, do you think essential oils are trendy? And I say, do you think health problems are trendy? Because they're not trendy at all. In fact, we're becoming more and more unhealthy as a society, and the need for these oils is stronger than it's ever been. So until health problems going away, doTERRA will not be going away. One fun thing about doTERRA is they are now opening up in more and more countries around the world. And doTERRA, a lot of people make the comment, we get our oil the same place as doTERRA's. So this little thing that says unique and unrivaled quality products, 84% of doTERRA oils are exclusive. That's actually a lie. It's now 96%. So meaning they have exclusive contracts with farmers. So if they have an exclusive contract, that means that farmer can't sell to anyone else. So everybody else tells you, oh, we get our oils the same place as doTERRA's. They don't. I mean, there's a 4% chance, but very, very unlikely. So this shows you right here the owners of the company. There's 7 of them, and they are incredible. I know some of them very well. There's some I don't know as well, but they're all incredible, and they have significant leadership abilities, and they are the reason that doTERRA has done so well. One fun thing about doTERRA is it says, caring, changing the world. They truly have a heart of gold. In fact, when we were at this leadership, doTERRA's charitable organization is called Healing Hands. And basically they are involved with a bunch of different organizations that just do good. One of them is Operation Underground Railroad. It's a company dedicated to stopping sex trafficking. They do Days for Girls. That's a nonprofit that educates girls in developing countries about their menstrual cycles. And a lot of people will donate their time to make reusable and rewashable pads for them. Anyway, so yes, that's just doTERRA. That's their heart. That's what they do. They're just amazing at just literally changing the world. A lot of their product or the plants that they get their oils from are grown in developing countries. When I went to Kenya, I was watching these farmers were harvesting ginger. So it was kind of funny. They have the men they have the women plant the ginger, and they have the men weed, because the women are more careful, and the men, they're like, just pull the weeds out. Just make sure it's not the ginger. But they're providing these locals in these little villages with jobs that otherwise wouldn't have jobs. So it's incredible. So I love what they do to change so many lives. So now here's the fun part. It's kind of fun to dream and explore. And I want you guys to all think about an amount of income that would change your life. Maybe it's $500 a month. Maybe you're someone who wants to dream big and you're like $10,000 a month or $50,000 a month. But I want you to just think about the amount of income that you would love to make that would change your life. When I started doTERRA, I looked at this silver rank right here, and I didn't think I could do it. I thought there is absolutely no way that I could ever reach that rank. I could never make $2,200 a month with this business. Absolutely no way I could do that. I don't know enough people. I've never done network marketing before. I've never used essential oils. There's no way I could become a silver. And my belief in myself was very little, but I don't know what it was that kept me going. I just kept going at the business. So these are the top ranks in, not necessarily the top ranks. There's manager, directors, executives. There's 3 ranks that are not listed on the chart that are below this elite rank. But basically, this just shows you some of the ranks in doTERRA. It shows you what is required to reach that rank. It shows you the average income per rank. And then it shows you the average time it takes to achieve that rank. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I started out in February of 2010. I had 1 baby. And like I said, zero belief in myself. And that first year, I probably put 30 minutes a month into the business. I did hit the rank of premier. Again, these are average incomes. There are people that make much more than this. There are people that make much less than this as well. So it's not, just across the board, everybody makes this income. But I did hit premier within about 3 months, and then I fell back to this rank of elite for the first year. I really wasn't putting much time and effort in. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. About a year in, about 15 months in, I was like, no, I'm seriously going to do this. I want to hit silver this summer. I want to be making, I want to make $1,000 a month. I want to make enough to make my car payment. Before it was just like, I need to make enough to make my monthly order. That's all I want to do. I just want to make enough to order every single month. But then about a year and a half in, 15 months in, I thought, I want to go big with this. And so I decided I wanted to hit the rank of silver. And I did. I hit the rank of silver. It took me about 18 months after starting the business, about 6 months after really deciding to build, and I wanted to be a silver. Okay, that's really cool, but you guys, what would happen if I made my car payment and I made my house payment? So I was really shooting for this rank of gold right here, where your average $5,000 a month. I did not make the average gold income. I did not make $5,000 a month. I was probably more like $2,000 or $3,000 a month. But I want you to stop and think what an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month would be. So less than 2 years into the business, I was making like $2,000 or $3,000 a month. I found out I was pregnant with twins the month that I hit gold. And I decided by June of that next year, I wanted to be diamond, where the average diamond makes $16,000 a month. I did it. So 2 years and 4 months after starting this business, I was a diamond in doTERRA. I wasn't making the average rank or the average amount that a diamond makes at that time, because if you hit a rank usually quicker than the average months at the bottom, usually your team's a little bit smaller. But I was making between $8,000 and $10,000 a month. So I invite you to stop and think what between $8,000 and $10,000 a month would do for you. So I had my twins. The month I hit diamond, that was my goal the whole time. And I thought, okay, I really want to go for this rank of blue diamond, where the average income is $38,000 a month. Now, I will tell you, I make about twice what the average blue diamond makes. So we do very well as blue diamonds because we have a very large team, and we should be hitting president's within the next 6 months, which is, it's truly incredible. I'm at a point where I am now making over 3 times a month, or 3 times what I was making every month. I make 3 times what I was making a year when I first started this business. And I literally I almost pinch myself sometimes, and I'm like, first of all, this is not what I was looking for. Like, I'm grateful I did. I never aspired to be a network marketer in an essential oil company. That's just not what I thought I would do. But I'm so grateful I did. And what the cool thing is, I was just thinking the other day, is I never imagined myself being where I am now 9 years ago. I can't imagine where I'm going to be in 9 more years with this business, and how many more people I'm going to be able to get there. So enough about me. I want to show you guys what I've helped my team to create. So first of all, I want to show you this. You're wondering what this beautiful rainbow is. And yes, it is beautiful, but there is a purpose to it. In doTERRA, there are several ways to get paid. There is fast start bonus, and this is when you first start the business. You'll notice purple. So remember purple. The most of your money is going to come from fast starts. So basically, anytime you get somebody involved with doTERRA, whether it's to build a business or just to use the oils as a customer, you're going to get paid 20% of their order. That's called fast starts. So in the beginning, that makes up most of your check. That's the money that comes in quickly. And then you'll notice there's this blue portion right here that starts creeping in. That is power of 3 team bonus. So basically that is a structural bonus and how you have placed people on your team. You guys, this is on the job training. I don't want you to feel like you have to learn this all at once, especially if you're working with me. We'll go through this. We have other trainings on it. We'll totally help you with it. But there's this blue section that is all power of 3. And then you'll notice that there's unilevel. So when I first started and I was like, you guys, I get 2% of my front line, and that's $9 a month if they're all ordering $150 a month. Like, I'm never going to ever make any money with this business. And woohoo, 3% of my second level. That's great. $50 a month. I'm living the dream, man. And then I'm like, well, you know, if I'm starting to make $250 off my third level, that's really great. But seriously, this is where the majority of my income now comes now. So you'll see this green section. So if you were to look at my paycheck, my green section is quite a bit bigger because that's where most of my check comes from. It's the size of my organization and taking a percentage of where everybody is in my organization. And they also have a leadership. They have bonuses based on your rank. So this starts at Premier. They have a leadership bonus for Premier, and you'll notice it becomes a bigger and bigger portion of your check the higher ranks you are, because the bonus gets bigger and bigger. Here's what I love about doTERRA. And in some companies, first time you hit that bonus or that rank, you get a bonus one time. And that's great. That's a great way to celebrate. But you never get that bonus again. Well, that's not a sustainable income. In doTERRA, every month that I hit Blue Diamond, I get a certain bonus. And the Blue Diamond bonus is typically around $12,000. That's every single month that I hit Blue Diamond, I get $12,000. It's based on a pool, so it fluctuates a little bit. It's been very stable for the 5 years I've been a Blue Diamond. But it averages 12,000. Some months it's lower, some months it's higher. But every month I get that, which is super awesome. So the bigger the rank, the higher the bonus is. So there are several ways to get paid. And here's what's fun. I haven't looked at my back office in a while, but on my team, I have 3 presidential diamonds below me. I have 3 people who have hit the rank above me on my team. I don't remember how many blue diamonds I have, but I have 3 blue diamonds, I believe. And then I have 30, 40 diamonds on my team. I have a lot of diamonds. You guys, look what they're making a month on average. I think I have probably between 300 and 400 silvers and above on my team. And some of those people I've never even met, and I've never even worked with them, because the people below me that are working with them have brought them in and developed them and worked with them, and it's just a business of duplication. So it's something that's really great. But we have a lot of programs and trainings designed just to help you succeed. And the reason I share these numbers with you is that, first of all, I want you to know what's possible with this business. And if these large numbers intimidate you, focus on silver, focus on Premier. What if you make an extra $1,000 a month? What would that be like for you? Just focus on that. Have that be your goal. Have that be your life-changing dream. And then just start by taking one step at a time. I've helped a lot of people be successful. I've helped a lot of people replace their income and then replace their husband's income and then multiply that and then multiply it again, just by staying with it and just keeping going. And there's not one personality type that succeeds at this business. Lots of personality types succeed at this business. I've seen people that are very shy, quiet, and reserved blow it out of the water. I've seen people who are very loud, boisterous, and friendly blow it out of the water. So it really doesn't matter what your personality is, as long as you are willing to work hard and give it your all. So that's a little bit about the money. So, okay, you're thinking, okay, what do I do? So first of all, I want you to really dig deep and figure out why you would want to be successful with doTERRA. Like, what is your why? We hear that all the time. And my why is, my why has changed. At first, it was making my car payment and making enough so we could occasionally go out to dinner. I love to travel, and being able to have the income, the time freedom, and the ability to travel is very motivating for me. I love it. I love it. I love being able to see flights on sale for Hawaii and say, hey, I'm going to take my twins to Hawaii, or hey, I'm going to take my oldest daughter to London. But it's really super fun. So I want you to think why you would want to do this business and what would make the biggest impact in your life. Is it earning more money? Is it having more time? Is it doing what you love? What is it about it that would really change your life the most and really draws you into this business? So you may be thinking, okay, I don't have time to go big and make $100,000 a month right now. And that's okay. I find that there are 3 different types of builders when I start working with them. There are those that are like, okay, I got 3 to 5 hours a week. I want my products to pay for themselves. That is what I am looking for. You know, they want to hit elite in 3 months, premier maybe in 6 months. They're enrolling a few people a month. And then I have people that are like, no, I want to supplement my income. Like, I really want to give this a go. I want to make that the person who wants to make their car payment or make their house payment or have a vacation fund. This is someone who wants to put in 10, 15 hours a week and is really going to be enrolling customers every month and builders and really wants to put some decent time into it. But look, I mean, 10 to 15 hours a week. This isn't an $80 an hour or an $80 an hour, an 80-hour a week job. This is, 10 to 15. And you have people that are like, I'm going all out. Now they did say this at Diamond, but there are people in this company that are making $300,000 a month. That's crazy. I wouldn't, if that, like I said, again, if that overwhelms you, focus on a number that you feel like you can attain. Focus on getting to that right now, and then you can worry about the next level once you get there. If you would have told me I was ever going to be making almost $1 million a year doing essential oils, I would have laughed at you and told you you were nuts. So when this was presented to me, I was still laughing and telling the person who involved me with this that they were crazy because there's no way I was going to make that kind of money. We made $20,000 a year. And I just thought, there's no way I could even do this. I think the first year we were married, second year we were married, we made $19,000 that year. But we made it work. We were happy. So I was just really set on silver. So you've got someone who wants to go big with this. They want to put in 15, 30 hours a week. They really want to give it a go. So there are different pathways. I've walked each one of those pathways. When I first started, I just wanted my oils to pay for themselves. That's all I could even imagine. And then I thought, I'm going to make my car payment. And then I thought, I'm going to make my house payment and my car payment, and I'm going to really go through this business. So it's been super fun. So you might be thinking, okay, excited, I want to do this. What do you do? So in doTERRA, we have the acronym of PIPES. So basically the idea is that you are preparing, inviting, presenting, enrolling, and supporting. Those are the 5 things I do. That's exactly what I do to build my business. So I'm finding people, I'm teaching them, I'm enrolling them, and I'm supporting them. And doTERRA has some amazing guides, trainings, and resources for each one of these sections. So they have some examples of guides that would help with each section below this. So there's like a names list, inviting. They have like little guides that you can, or little brochures that you can have people that you're sharing the oils with. They have this handout that you can do when you present. It's the one I use when I do my presentation. They've got guides. This is the build guide we're going through right now. And then they've got a launch guide. So we actually have a launch camp. So this is for somebody who's like, hey, I want to start going with this. So I am going to be doing one. It's on Facebook. It starts a week from Monday. So I think that is the 25th. Okay, so the 25th of March, we're going to have a launch camp. So this is going to be a week long training. There's it's just videos every day. It does take a little bit of time. But it's designed for someone who wants to change their life and build this business, and it will show you exactly what to do to build. So all of you should have, once you enroll, if you enroll with me, I absolutely will always do a wellness consult with you using this live guide. I'm going to show you about the oils. I'm going to show you how to use what you have. I'm going to teach you about doTERRA, how to order, all of that. If you ever do a class, I'm going to send you a share brochure and get you ready to teach that class. And then there's the Launch Your Business guide that they have that shows you literally how to launch your business. And that's exactly what I do that's what you're actually going to follow on that training that starts in a week and a half. So that's how you get started. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I want to get going now, start writing down the names of the people that you would like to share oils with. And have a chicken list too. Those are the people that you're like, oh, I'm too scared to tell them about the oils, but they'd really like them, or they'd be really good at the business, but I'm too scared. Keep a chicken list names list. It's always fun, and you'll be surprised. A lot of times just even putting it out there, like, I love it if this person would start building it. It's amazing. It starts getting that, so maybe where it will actually happen. So I just wanted to tell you one more time, you guys, I love doTERRA. It is the best $150 I've ever spent. And I really want, and a lot of times people make the comment, I know Curtis joked about this, if this guy can do it, anybody can do it. I have had a lot of people tell me, if Jen Oldham can do this, I can do this. And at first I was like, wait, is that a compliment or not? And then I realized it's totally a compliment. I want people feeling like they can do this because I did it. And it has changed my life, and being able to help other people change their life is really important to me. I love the quote on the back that says, doTERRA, bringing hope, healing hearts, raising leaders, living dreams. The meaningful work of a doTERRA advocate. 100% how I feel. So I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to go ahead. Okay. So thank you so much for being on and listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but thank you so much for being on.